Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is, of course, Drake Johnson with SimpleX Studios. Today we're doing something completely different, and hopefully this year will help a lot of you guys out. If you're wanting to get started in number one, just bubble development, or CAD MDT solution creation, making your own CAD system. If you have an idea in your head like, hey, I want this to happen, hopefully this year would be a good stepping stone for you if you're just starting out. So in this video, we're going to be making a very simple, again, I want to stress this, a very simple CAD MDT. When I say very simple, it's going to have very little abilities. We'll probably spend about an hour and a half on it, maybe 2 hours. We'll see. But again, it's going to be a very simple system. It's nothing going to be complex. So we're going to call this here CAD-MDT-tutorial. We're going to create a new app. This here will be published on the template store after I'm done. So you guys can, if you guys just want to download it for free, you can. Not download it, but just get it for free. You can. So the first thing we're going to do here, I actually didn't want to do that without showing you guys, but hit start with a blank page, and then just close it out. What I like to do, on my home page here on the index, I automatically change this to full width. That way it changes your width to 1200, and then make this element fixed width. We're going to uncheck that. Basically what that does, let's just preview this here. Let's change this background color to a flat color and make it black for now. So you see how right here my whole screen is this here gray color. I don't know what, it's just updating. There we go. The whole screen's this gray color. If I uncheck, or if I check this to make this fixed width, you'll see here when I refresh the page, you have these white sidebars and it just looks ugly and stupid, and just avoid it completely. Make this element fixed width. Do not do that. That's how you solve a big problem right there. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create a system for people to log in. Also, the system, like I said, it's going to be very simple, so it's not going to have like a pending user system where you can approve or deny users. You know what? Actually, it will. We'll go over that. So with user, we're going to create a couple different things here. First thing we're going to create is a field name. So go to data, user, create a new field. This field name, we're going to call this here just name. We're going to store the name of the person. The field type is text. We're going to hit create. We're going to do the exact same thing, except for this time we're going to do is approved. You guys can really use whatever you want, but this is what I always do. Is approved, yes, no. We're going to default this to false. So now, anytime a new user is created, even if we don't set the is approved, it's going to default to false automatically. And then we're going to do is admin. Yes, no. We're going to default this again to false. We'll come back here later. We're going to need to add more stuff here later, but we'll just add it as we need it. So this here home page right here, this here's going to be our home login page. So we're going to create a new page here as well. We're just going to call this here home. This here's where the officers are going to be, or the people are going to be redirected to once they log in. Another thing we need to do, we need to pick a color scheme real fast. So go to color.adobe.com. I like going on here and just browsing at what's popular. Looking at different color schemes, getting some inspiration. Come on, there we go. There's a lot of blue colors, and I've done a lot with blue. I want to change it up a little bit. Do a lot with blue. I want to stay away from blue this time. Okay, fuck it. Because here we go. Here's some greens. So we're going to change it up. We're going to make this here green, our background color, because why not? We can. We're adults. We can do what the fuck we want to do. Just to make our CAD stand out and be different. Our home screen, again, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do full width and then undo the fixed width. We're going to make that height down a little bit just so that way you can load up. So, on this index page, we're going to title this here. I'm going to make up a fake name, community name. We're just gonna call here we'll just call it we'll just call it police roleplay group. So I'm gonna call this here login register PRG. That's my short version of my people name. So this here page title, this is what's displayed up here, where it says right here. So now if I refresh this page, you'll see here that it says login/register PRG. We want to create a workflow real quick here. So if a user's already logged in, we want to get them away. So general, page is loaded. Only when current user is logged in. Actually, we'll just do, since we are doing approved, current user's approved is yes. We're just going to get them over to the home page. There's no sense in having them go through the login process again if the system already knows who they are. So we're going to create a group now. In this here group, we're going to center it horizontally. Really, this here is just UI design. You guys can do your own UI design. You guys know what you like, know what your colors are, know what you're doing. Just design it however you want. One thing here, I'm gonna go to styles and apply theme and just change this theme to well, it's gonna do flat UI. That's too much green for me. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Why not? Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of green. So I'm actually we're gonna change this up a little bit. We're not gonna do completely green. We're gonna do like let's see, like almost dark black green. Then for this, we'll do like there we go. So this here, we're gonna call this group, we're gonna call it login. This is if they already have an account. So one thing we're going to use is, you guys need to get used to, is custom states. Each element can have a custom state. They can hold different things. So like you see this here login, type of content, you can choose a type of content. We can customize this very heavily. So what we're going to do is basically create a custom state. Actually, we can also do it with... Hold on, Bubble's having troubles. Let me check the status of Bubble before I go through any farther. Let me make sure Bubble's doing okay. Okay, they're doing fine. It just took them a hot minute. I guess I'm just trying to decide how I want to do this next. Sorry, that was a loud jump of music, but I know you could barely hear it, so... Okay, so we'll continue with what we're doing. So we're gonna need two different inputs here on the login screen, so obviously you're gonna want to log in. So this first one is going to be email. I like renaming these personally. I do. You don't have to, but I like it because I think it's easier for me in the future. Login and then login password. Fit Defender, I know you need to update, we're going to do that later. This text me password, email, this content type is email. Now we could do some fancy things and pop-ups and stuff. We're not really going to mess with any of that. We'll just do simple alerts. Alert. So the style, we're going to do successful, or do information alert, sure. Where it says position alert at top, I like doing that personally. So I'm gonna do that because I think it looks better. So now this here we're gonna hit login. So if we log the user in with login emails value and password login passwords value. They logged in, we're going to default that to yes. We're going to log the user in, and then we're going to go to page home, but we only want to do that if current users is approved is yes. So if approved is yes, it's going to go to that other page. So now we're going to continue on here, so if it did not go to this page, then we have a problem. So we're going to element actions, show message. On the info element, that's what our alert is. We're going to change the alert message, and we're going to have this say, your account has not yet been approved. Contact Drake, or contact the supervisor, or however you want to word this. Again, this is for your community, so word it however you want to. Okay, so now we have a login, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to copy this, and just drag it right over here. I'm going to hold control and click on the other one, and we're just going to group them together. Group elements in the group. Right click here, center horizontally, just that way they're centered. It's just my personal thing I do. So this here, we need to create a register. So email is going to be right about there's fine. We're going to hit Control C, Control V. I'm using the arrow keys and the shift to move around stuff. I find it more precise. I like doing it. So this here we're going to call register name, register email, register password. I'm going to copy that because we're going to use that again in a second. Okay, hold on, there's issue 7, 6, 7, what's that, 11, 6, 7, 11, 7, there we go. I'm just doing some design stuff. Okay, so this here is going to be register password confirm. Make sure for this name you change content format to text. If you leave it as email, it will require an email be put in there. I'm sorry about that loud song. Let me turn that down. I apologize. There we go. This here, we're going to have this text be register. And for register, we're just going to do account. Sign the user up with the email of register email's value. Password, register password's value. Require a password confirmation. I always do that. You always should too, because you never know if they accidentally did something, you know, whatever. We're going to change name equals to register name's value. Now you could go through here and change is admin equals no, is approved equals no, go through all of your different things that you have, but if you remember, you set the default already, so it's already going to default to no. So you don't need to worry about any of that. You don't need to set any of that manually. Don't worry about it. Why bother doing it? And then we're going to say element actions, show alert, info, change the message. We're going to say here, your account has been created. Contact a supervisor to approve it. There we go. We're going to display this here for 3 seconds. And log the user back out. We're also going to do that here with button login. So if go to page home, if they're not approved, we want to log them back out. So now, if we hit, hold on, let me center this vertically as well. Let's center this horizontally. It already is perfect. So if we hit preview, oh, it's not one thing we didn't go over. So this group C that has both these in it, we are going to make this here fixed width, just so that way it doesn't expand like this when you have a bigger screen like I do. I mean, you could if you wanted to, just apply a max width of 100%. Look at the responsive, you'll see basically what it'll do. So if when it shrinks, you'll see it can get really tiny. So we actually don't want it to get that tiny. So we're going to apply a minimum width of like 40 in both of these. See, there we go. So now it gets really tiny. And this is when it's like on a phone. A phone, it'll look like this. But again, I mean, if you're on a phone, you shouldn't be on the CAD. Most of your screens, it'll look fine. This here's a tablet. Tablet looks like this. Again, like if you had this fixed width, it'll look normal on a tablet. That's why I always do fixed width. I just always do it. I don't mess with it. Always do fixed width. That's my personal thing. I'm not very good at responsive things, and responsive in Bubble's very responsive. And to learn that is something that's not simple at all that I won't go into. So, let's just go back to what we were doing. I'm going to register an account now for me, Drake. I'm going to do Drake at simplexsolutions.com. Type in my password. Hit register. And we'll see. It creates my account. Your account's been created. Contact supervisor to approve it. Oh, one thing we need to do. Click on your login. Go to Start Edit Workflow. And we're going to reset inputs. And do the same thing for your register button. We're going to... Where's that? Reset inputs. Okay. That's your basic login. You have your login done. Yay! And that was only like what? I don't even know. Oh no, it doesn't tell me how long it's been. So, yeah, let's move right along. The homepage. Actually, you know what? I think this is a good stopping point. We're going to go ahead and call it here. We created our login system. We got it good to go. In the next video, we're going to create this homepage with your user's information, display it back for you. We're going to figure out how to change the password for the user, and then we'll get into the actual police MDT and CAD. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.